Duelist of the Autumn Crown. Chapter 6. Shining Friendship versus Rarity. Twilight took a breath as she and Rarity walked a distance away from each other. I could do this. It wasn't all that different from her duel with Fluttershy, sparring match with her friend. Except that Rarity is a lot stronger than Fluttershy. This win or loss could disqualify either of us from the finals. Twilight gulped. No pressure, she whispered. She stopped to turn to see Rarity looking at her. Let's begin this. Rarity reached out and tapped a button on her dual disc. Opponent detected. Streaming data. Twilight's dual disc announced as options as it set up a holographic display of hers and Rarity's profiles. Her win-loss record was 3-0, displayed to the left with Rarity's 5-1. Dual mode set. Initiating. Pressure sit down to make way for a holographic display to respective side of the fields. Commence duel. Here we go, Rarity! Twilight reached down and pressed the button on her dual disc and set the challenge. Game start! Ding! Twilight life points 4,000. Ding! Rarity's life points 4,000. The two profiles flashed back and forth before Twilight's lit up. Player takes first turn. Good. Twilight drew 6 cards from her dual disc ejected and fanned them out. I summon Harmony Spirit, Honey Stuffs! A muscular orange fairy flipped onto the battlefield and kicked the air before landing in front of Twilight. Attack points 1,800. Defense points 300. Next, I activate the effect of Harmony Spirit Magnanimity in my hand. Twilight discarded her card, and the image of a white fairy with a long horn appeared above her. She held her hands down over Twilight and sent a pulse of magic over her. By discarding Magnanimity, I can refill the top card of my deck, and if it's a spell card, I can add it to my hand. Twilight drew her card and held it out. It's a spell! Harmony Bolt! With that, I set 1 card and end my turn. Very well, then. Rarity drew with a flourish. She turned her card over and moved it to her dual disc. I summon Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus! A glowing blue portal opened in front of Rarity. A winged horse rose from it and beat the ground as it finished, spreading its wings with sapphires embedded in them. Attack points 1,800. Defense points 1,200. When Sapphire Pegasus is summoned, I can select any Crystal Beast monster in my deck and play it as a continuous spell card. Rarity tapped her dual disc screen, and a card slid out from her desk. I choose this! Crystal Topaz Tiger! Twilight recognized the tiger, with topaz's ends to its neck, as it materialized in a field, curled up as yellow crystals rose around it. Rarity looked over her hand. Next, I activate the equipped spell, Crystal Release! By equipping this card to Sapphire Pegasus, it gains 800 attack points! The Sapphire Pegasus reared in the air as jewels on its wings lit up. Attack points 1,800, now 2,600. At this time, I reveal my face-down card! Twilight pressed the button on her dual disc, and the hologram on the field lit up. It's the spell card I got from Magnanimity's effect, Harmony Bolt. This card allows me to discard a Harmony Spirit from my hand. Then I can destroy any card on the field. I discard Harmony Spirit Recess and choose Sapphire Pegasus! Recess image appeared in front of Twilight's spell card. It was drawn into the latter particles of light. This card sparked and sent a bolt of lightning across the field, striking Sapphire Pegasus in a blast of smoke. Her field is clear, so on my next turn I can attack directly. Twilight paused as the smoke cleared. What? Sapphire Pegasus was still standing on Rarity's field. Twilight watched it bow its head and curled its wings forward. It floated upwards, and a prism of crystal blue encased it. What happened? Rarity folded her arms. That's the power of the Crystal Beast, darling. Whenever one of them is destroyed as a monster, I can place it in my spell and trap zones, treat it as a spell card. Twilight grimaced. I knew those rules were in the book for a reason. As he's got all sorts of support cards, he'll use them. Twilight's attention drew to Applejack on the sidelines. The other girl shook her head. As you keep blasting her monsters into spell cards, she gets to activate bear support cards as she gets more in play. The trick is to... Thank you, Applejack, Rarity scowled at her. I'm quite certain my opponent appreciates the tutorial lecture on how to defeat me. No problem. So they don't get along either? But wasn't Applejack watching her duel? Twilight frowned. Why are you helping me? Weren't you complimenting her before? Applejack shrugged. Reyes is on the winning advantage, so you need a help. Besides, I ain't like it'll make much difference to me in the long run. Whenever you makes it to the finals, I'll beat you the same. Thanks, Twilight deadpanned. If Applejack is done with her interruptions, Rarity said, giving the other girl a glare as she spoke. Then I'm not done with my turn yet. When Crystal Release is sent to the graveyard, I can take any Crystal Beast from my deck and play it as a spell card. Rarity pulled her card from her deck and held it out. I choose this! Crystal Beast! How about this card? A familiar character appeared on the backside of Rarity's field. It was Case of Violet Crystal. Next, I activate the spell card, Crystal Beacon. Since I have 2 Crystal Beasts in play as spell cards, I can summon a 3rd Crystal Beast from my deck. Come forth! Crystal Beast, Cobalt Eagle, in defense mode! The new monster flew into Rarity's field. A pale brown and white bird of prey, with light blue gems in its wings. Across its wings, it took on a look of a blue hue. Attack points 1400, defense points 800. The effect of Cobalt Eagle lets me select any other Crystal Beast card on the field and place it on the top of the deck. Rarity tapped her dual disc screen, and the crystallized sapphire Pegasus devolved in particles of light. I returned Sapphire Pegasus to the deck. Then I set 1 card and returned my turn. Twilight looked at the dual disc and pressed the icon on the screen to zoom in on Rarity's field. Applejack said the more Crystal Beast cards she gets in the spell and trap zone, the better support cards she can use. She has 2 now, Amethyst Cat and Topaz Tiger. She'll add Cobalt Eagle if I attack and destroy it. She looked at her hand. I had to risk it. I have no choice but to attack and get rid of that monster if I want to win this. Helen, this ain't a spectator sport, Applejack called. I'm thinking over my move, Twilight replied. She put her hand on her deck and drew. My turn! She turned to her hand again and paused before picking out a card. I summon Harmony Spirit Gracia! A swarm of butterflies manifested in front of Twilight, dispersing to reveal the pale yellow winged fairy. Attack points 900, defense points 1800. Then I activate the spell card, Harmony Fruit, to return 2 Harmony Spirits from in the graveyard to my hand. Twilight held Magnanimity and Recius to shoulder the Rarity. Now, battle phase! Gracia attacks Cobalt Eagle! Gracia flew towards Cobalt Eagle and spun in the air to deliver a kick to the bird. Flew backwards into the line with Rarity's other cards. A crystal prison surrounding it and freezing in the air. I activate my trump card! Rarity flung her hand out. When a Crystal Beast monster is destroyed in battle, I activate Crystal Pair! Now I can place a Crystal Beast from my deck in my spell trap zone, and all the damage I take from attacks this turn is negated. Rarity held up a card. I set Crystal Beast Armor Mammoth as a spell card. Twilight grimaced. She's got 4 Crystal Beasts card now. She looked at her hand. I end my turn. Wonderful! My move! Rarity drew a flitter card over. I activate their value! This lets you send any Crystal Beast card to the graveyard. Then I draw 2 cards. I choose, huh? Twilight looked at her dual deck this way. I don't nearly know enough of her strategy to really make a good choice. Maybe she's relying on keeping them in play as spell cards? Or does she have something to revive whatever I send? Twilight's furrowed her brow and looked up. I choose Cobalt Eagle. Very well. Cobalt Eagle's gem exploded, and its shards were drawn to Rarity's dual disc. She drew her cards and smiled. And here we have the game-setting move, my dear. I activate the spell card, Terraforming! This lets me select any field spell in my deck and add it to my hand. She picked out the card and emerged from her deck. It tapped her dual disc screen, and a slot in the side of the disc slid open. But it won't be there for long. I activate this field spell, Ancient City, Rainbow Ruins! Rarity spun and inserted her card into the open slot. The ground shook, Twilight stepping back and looking inside them. Columns of rock burst from the ground, causing Twilight to cry out and fall on her backside. The dark split further as the field continued to expand. Twilight watched the ancient amphitheater rose around them, once massive and imposing, but somehow scaled down to fit their conflict. She saw a pillar nearby and put her hand through it. All just holograms. Incredible. Imagine if actual magic could replicate something like this. The sound of cheering drew Twilight's attention behind her. A crowd had begun to gather, and were now calling Rarity's name. Big sister, is it time for my cameo yet? Rarity beamed as she waved her hands at them and nodded. Now, everyone, settle down. The real spectacle is yet to come. She turned her attention back to Twilight. Marvelous, isn't it? My field card gains more effects the more Crystal Beasts I have in my field spell and trap zones. With at least 1, my field can't be destroyed by card effects. Rarity picked up another card from her hand. But you'll have to worry about its other effects later. Well, now, I summon again my Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus! In front of the road 4 gemstones, the Pegasus rose and spread its wings. The jewels are now gleaming. With my Pegasus summon, another Crystal Beast from my deck is played to my spell and trap zone. I choose Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle! Twilight tenses inside a small purple feast, manifesting inside a red crystal. That's the card she used to beat her last opponent. Twilight tapped her dual disc screen to call out the image of Ruby Carbuncle's card. When Ruby Carbuncle is special summoned, every other crystal beast she has as a spell card returns as a monster card. She looked up at Rarity's field. That's her strategy. Fill up her back road with her destroyed crystal beasts, then summon them back en masse. With 4 crystal beasts on my field of spells, the 4th effect of Rainbow Ruins allows me to draw a card once per turn. Then, it's time for the offensive. Rarity held her hand out. I attack! Harmony Spirit Gracia with Sapphire Pegasus! The Pegasus reared up and charged forward, its head held down as it came at a pale yellow fairy. From my hand, I activate the effect, Harmony Spirit Magnanimity! Twilight discarded her card and put her hand on her deck. Flipped the card over. It's a monster card. Harmony Spirit Magia. So it gets returned to the deck. She frowned. I could have used that card. I don't see how that's going to stop my attack. Here's how. Twilight tapped her dual disc. Gracia lit up a yellow aura. During the turn, a Harmony Spirit card is discarded. The effect of Gracia prevents my Harmony Spirits from being destroyed in battle. Gracia held up his hands and caught Sapphire Pegasus as it slanted at her. Gracia was pushed back by the charge, but remained standing. Ding! Twilight life points, 3,100. Rarity frowned. Very well, I end my turn. And I'll start mine. Twilight drew her new card in her hand. She looked over the effects of her cards. If Rarity summons that Ruby Carbuncle, every one of those crystallized monsters will be released. Even if Gracia's effect will let it survive, my life points won't. I had to play this more cautiously for now. I switched my Harmony Spirit Gracia to defense mode. Twilight turned the card into his side, into her dual disc. Gracia knelt on the field and took a pale blue tone. Gracia has 1,800 defense. Now sub a good block. Now I have to find some way to keep her from summoning Ruby Carbuncle. She has several spell cards to use for that, so Twilight guessed. That's it! She smiled at Applejack. I know how I can beat her! Applejack smirked. Do you now? Go for it. I will. First, I activate the spell card, Harmony Gem! By discarding the Harmony Spirit Reassist, I can now draw 2 cards. Twilight looked at her 2 cards and frowned. Nothing yet, but I can continue for now anyway. Since I discarded a Harmony Spirit monster, the effect of Honestus activates. For the rest of the turn, it gains 500 attack points. Honestus! Attack Sapphire Pegasus! Honestus, 1,800 attack points, now 2,300. Lit up in a bright orange aura and sprinted towards Rarity. Fist held out, it reached Sapphire Pegasus and delivered an uppercut, sending it spiraling in the air. Dink! Rarity life points, 3,750. Twilight frowned at her dual disc display. Shouldn't have that done more damage to you? Sorry, dear, but you forgot my field spell. As Rarity spoke, the gems in front of her lit up. Sapphire Pegasus fell in line when it crystallized. Also, as I said, the more crystal beasts there are in my spell zones, the more powerful it becomes. A 2 in play. Once per turn, I can have any damage I take. Darn! Twilight bit her lip. A setback, but I'm still ready for her. I set 1 card and end my turn. She looked back at her display. She has 5 crystal beasts in her spell zones now. As long as I can use my trap next turn, just in case. My turn again. Rarity folded her arms. Still thinking you're going to win at this point? Twilight nodded. I figured out your weakness. Your crystal beasts count as spell cards when they crystallize, but a player can only have 5 spell or trap cards in play at once, and can't play any more they do. So now you can only play monster cards. Around them, the crowd erupted in groans and boos. Twilight looked back at him, confused. What? Rarity found herself with her cards. Not a bad idea, darling, but you overlooked one little loophole. I already have a 6th spell in play. She held her hand up in the air. I activate the final effect of Rainbow Ruins. When 5 crystal beasts crystallize, I can select one of them and special summon it. Twilight's eyes widened. No! I call forth my crystal beast, Ruby Carbuncle! The ruby on Rarity's field broke apart, and the purple beast inside leapt up, kneeling. Aww! And when Ruby is summoned, her effect activates. Now every other crystal beast I have is released from its prison. The 4 gems on Rarity's field lit up and shattered. I summon Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger, Crystal Beast Amethyst Cut, and Crystal Beast Amethyst. The 4 monsters stepped out of their shards of their crystals. Twilight paled. She did it. She summoned all of them. The crowd activated its flurry of loud cheers and roars, eventually settled down to a triumphant chant of Rarity's name. She tossed her hair and fluttered her eyes. Sit it down, everyone. I haven't won yet. She leaned forward and smiled. That comes next turn. Well, now, the summon effect the Sapphire Pegasus triggers. I place Crystal Beast Emeraldosis onto the field as a spell card. A monster Twilight didn't recognize appeared on the field behind Rarity's other monsters. A blue-green turtle with gems poking out from its shell. It surrounded itself with green crystal. Now, Topaz Tiger, attack Alistus! The tiger roared and began to run across the field. When Topaz Tiger attacks, it gains 400 attack points. The tiger reached out Alistus and pounced, breaking its claws down the monster's chest. Alistus was shattered into ribbons of light. Next, the effect of Alistus cast lets its attack directly for half the normal damage it would inflict. Alistus cast emerged behind Topaz Tiger, jumped at Twilight. A feedback burst from the holograms, erupted from her dual disc as she fell to her knees. Think! Twilight life points, 2,300. I end my turn. Rarity smiled. On my next turn, Topaz Tiger can wipe out Gracia. And even if you destroyed my crystal beast, my field spell will just become stronger over again. It's over. Applejack shook her head. You'll try it, home. I'm not out yet! Twilight shot back. This duel isn't over! Isn't it? Rarity spread her arms out. All 7 of my crystal beasts are in play, with my field spell here to support them. And all you have are your 2 harmony spirits. She shook her head. Not bad, truly. But honestly, don't you think you have what it takes to win a tournament like this? I don't care. I'm not giving up. Twilight shook as she glared at Rarity. I'm gonna make it as far as I can, all the way to the finals if I have to! The crowd began to talk amongst themselves. Rarity frowned. Before you said this was sincerely tournament, you didn't care about winning. And now you ought to still this is the most important thing to you. Which is it? Both, Twilight lowered her head. Don't you see? The Rarity that Fluttershy knew, that was friends with her and Applejack, would never have talked down to an opponent like that, or yelled at her friends. This is a game. We should have fun playing with it, not use it to try and claim power and reputation in the school. Twilight looked up at Rarity. Fluttershy showed me the good this game could be used for, to help people become friends, and show their true selves to the world. That's what it used to be about, if we can be again. If we beat Sunset Shimmer! The crowd gasped the declaration. Twilight stood up and turned to them. My name is Twilight Sparkle, and I'm here to win the Autumn Crown Tournament and defeat Sunset Shimmer! She looked back at Rarity and put her hand on her deck. Rarity gasped as a pulse of purple light flashed from Twilight's eyes. I now summon Deus Ex Machina! And I'll show you how I do it now! She drew, and sparks of light trailing in the air after her card. Without looking at it, Twilight held it in the air. I send Ancient City Rainbow Ruins to the graveyard! Rarity looked around her as the stone ruins began to crumble and sink away. You can't! I have a Crystal Blaze play and spell is card, so Rainbow Ruins can't be destroying it. I'm not destroying it. I'm getting rid of it. Because the rules say only one field spell can be in play at once. The slight slot Twilight's dual disc opened. I activate my own field spell. Harmony Castle! She slipped the card into a slot. A trail of light coursed over her dual disc. The ground behind Twilight split apart, and a large fortress rose from the fissure. Spires and turrets of violet, blue, and pink crystals jabbed into the sky. Banners hanging from the window ledges and displaying a 8-pointed pink star. The central doors of the castle bore the same symbol as it finished its ascent. Rarity started, mouth open. Harmony Castle? Across the field, Spike put a paw on Twilight's ankle. Twilight? She ignored him. I activate Harmony Castle's effect. I return Harmony Spirit Recess and Magnanimity in the graveyard to my deck. Then, I can summon any Harmony Spirit from the deck, as long as its name is different from the 2 of them. Twilight set her cards on top of her deck and pressed her finger to the disc display. Her deck shuffled, and she touched the chosen card. I summon Harmony Spirit Beatus! The rainbow-haired winged fairy descended from above Twilight, its arms crossed. Attack points 1,600. Defense points 800. Twilight held out a card. Next, I activate the equipped spell Harmony Crown. This gives Beatus an additional 800 attack points. Beatus roared and put the fist in the air as a spiral crown appeared on its head. Violet aura of power around it. Twilight pointed across the field. I switch Harmony Spirit Gracia to attack mode. Then enter my battle phase. Pietas, attack Amethyst Cat! Pietas, attack point 1600, now 2400. Flapped its wings, so then flying in the air, dove down. His fist held out as it came towards Amethyst Cat. The effect of Humble Mammoth activates. When the crystal beast is attacked, Humble Mammoth sets the blow. The mammoth stepped in front of Pietas, attack connected. The mammoth was punched back, trumpeting loudly. Rarity life point. Think! 3050. The effect of Harmony Crown now activates. When the equipped monster destroys a monster in battle, a Harmony Spirit is added to the deck to my hand. Twilight held out her card. I choose this! Harmony Spirit Magia! But she won't be here long. Twilight tapped the button on her dual disc. I reveal my face down card. Quick play spell Harmony Textbook. This allows me to discard a Harmony Spirit from my hand to revive another one from the graveyard. By discarding Magia, I revive my Harmony Spirit Honeystess! A glowing purple book appeared in front of Twilight and cracked up on its pages, revealing a swirling vortex. Honeystess leapt out of it and stood next to Pietas. Now I activate the second effect of Harmony Castle. Once per turn, when I discard a Harmony Spirit, I can summon it back from the graveyard. Magia takes the field too! The fourth spirit, lavender skin with a spiral horn and long purple hair, rose up on the other side of Pietas. Attack points 1500, default is 1300. Finally, since I discarded a Harmony Spirit, the effect of Pietas triggers, letting it attack twice this turn! Applejack's jaw dropped. I don't believe it. The crowd's stunned silence and Twilight's moves began to give way to more cheers. Pietas! Attack Crystal Beast! Sapphire Pegasus! Pietas once again flew up into the air and descended into a dive bomb. Its fist slammed into Sapphire Pegasus and knocked back. Honeystess, attack Topaz Tiger! Amasia, attack Amethyst Cat! And Gracia, attack Ruby Carbuncle! Honeystess and Gracia charged the field, while Amasia held up its hands and fired a beam of violet magic. The magic blast struck Amethyst Cat before Honeystess delivered a two-handed clobber to Topaz Tiger, and Gracia slammed a kick into Ruby Carbuncle's side. Rarity turned away and raced in order to shield herself as three monsters took the brunt of Twilight's assault. Trixie thinks you're starting to get into this! No, you think? Think! Rarity life points 1350. Look, after the serious, life-endangering fight scenes that we had back in the Mortal game, something so fun and shonen is what we needed on this show! Well, you're right. Twilight looked up at the 5 gemstones of Rarity's field. Emerald, Topaz, Amethyst, and Sapphire. With your spell, the trap zone is filled by your previous monsters. Destroy Ruby Carbuncle cannot crystallize and is sent to the graveyard. I end my turn. Around the crowd, to begin to whisper. See destroying all 5 monsters in one turn. Ooh, fairy spells are locked down, so can't play them. With that field spell in play, she'll be able to summon more monsters anytime she wants. Rarity gulped. A draw. She picked up her card and looked between it and her hand. Applejack looked forward. Rarely? The crowd grew silent as Rarity's eyes kept going from her hand to her new card to her dual disc display. Rarity slowly set her card back on top of her deck. Let her hand rest there. Forfeit. Twilight shut her eyes. Eyelids flashed purple as she opened them again. Huh? Rarity shook her head. There's nothing I could play that would stop your next turn. I admit defeat. The crowd cheered loudly as the holograms he activated. Twilight looked at Applejack, and the farm girl smiled at her and tapped her hat. She looked at her dual disc and picked up the Harmony Castle card from the open field slot. I think I missed something. Twilight! 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 Woo! Sure, like I knew she was going to win. The crowd chanted her name, along with cheers and calls. You pulled it in ball for this win. Twilight jumped to Rarity's voice so close. The other girl stopped walking near her and held out her hand. Such conviction, such skill, such power. Rarity nodded. A worthy champion if I ever saw one. You can count on my support, Twilight. Twilight looked at the hand being offered. The crowd chanting her name, then her dual disc. I had to go. Twilight pushed past Rarity into the crowd that parted for her as he neared. Spike bounded after her. If I know my Yu-Gi-Oh tropes, and I do, Rarity did in fact pull a card that could have defeated Twilight's field card, but she chose not to, thus sacrificing her wind for her friend, thus embodying the element of generosity. What? 2 tropes for 1. We've got the element trope for rarity, and we have the classic Yu-Gi-Oh trope. In the bathroom, Twilight splashed water on her face and coughed. Then he dripped in the sink. What happened there? I don't know. Spike jumped down the sink and sat down on the edge. You got really serious all of a sudden. It pulled out some really cool moves. Yeah, but... Twilight blinked lightly. It seems like a blur. I remember summoning monsters and attacking, but the details... It was like trying to remember a dream hours after it faded. Spike, what do you think? She looked at him for his answer. Spike shook his head. I don't know, Twilight. I could tell something had happened to you. Maybe you just got caught up in the moment? Maybe. Twilight cupped her hands to splash more water on her face, turned off the tap. On the bright side, I won. Rarity is our ally. That's 2. 3 if Applejack's convinced after that. And now we just need Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie. Oh, Pinkie Pie's easy! And Flash. He's the former champion, and seemed to believe Fluttershy does about the game being fun. I think he'll help if we can get to him. Twilight reached to the paper towel dispenser and cranked out a sheet. She wiped her face off and threw the towel into the trash can. For now, we have to get out there and win more duels. We still have to worry about qualifying for the bracketed rounds first. Twilight approached the door to the bathroom, and when the door swung open, she stopped in place as Sunset Shimmer stepped into the bathroom. Holy hell! Hello, Twilight. Twilight hesitated for a moment when Sunset looked at her, then set to leave. Sunset's voice stopped her again. Hello, Twilight.